I ended my engagement and my parents' marriage with one photograph I wasn't supposed to find. I was looking for my birth certificate in my mother's filing cabinet. Needed it for the marriage license application. Vanessa and I had been engaged for 8 months, and the wedding was 6 weeks away. My mother told me everything important was in the green folder, third drawer down. She was right. My birth certificate was there. So was a photograph I'd never seen before. My fiancé, younger, maybe 22 or 23, sitting on a hotel balcony in a white robe, and next to her, his arm around her waist, was my father. They weren't posing like acquaintances. They were posing like lovers. The photograph was dated 5 years ago, 2 years before I even met Vanessa. I sat on my parents' bedroom floor and felt the walls tilt around me. I didn't confront anyone immediately. I needed to understand what I was looking at. My father traveled constantly for work back then. Conferences, client meetings, weeks away at a time. My mother never complained. She said she trusted him completely. I remembered the day I introduced Vanessa to my parents. My father shook her hand, smiled politely, treated her like a stranger. She did the same. Not a flicker of recognition between them. Either they were both incredible actors, or something else was happening that I couldn't see yet. I put the photograph in my jacket pocket and drove home in silence. Vanessa was cooking dinner when I walked in. She kissed my cheek and asked if I found the birth certificate. I told her I did. I didn't mention what else I'd found. The next morning, I went to see my mother alone. I placed the photograph on her kitchen table and watched her face. I expected shock, horror, the devastation of discovering her husband's betrayal. Instead, she picked up the photograph, looked at it calmly, and said something that made my stomach drop. I wondered when you'd find this. I took a step back. You knew? She set it down and folded her hands. I've known for 4 years, sweetheart. Since before you started dating her. I asked her why she never told me. Why she let me propose to a woman who'd slept with my own father. She smiled, and it wasn't a kind smile. Because your father destroyed something in me when he had that affair, and I decided if I couldn't have a faithful husband, I'd have something better. Control. My mother had discovered the affair herself, found hotel receipts, followed the trail, hired a private investigator. When she confronted Vanessa directly, she didn't ask for an apology or explanation. She made a deal. My mother told Vanessa she had 2 choices. Either the photographs go public and ruin her reputation, her career, everything she'd built, or she makes things right by becoming the perfect wife to the son of the man she'd wronged. Vanessa was young, terrified, drowning in shame. She agreed. My mother orchestrated our entire meeting, the charity gala where we first talked, the mutual friends who kept pushing us together. Vanessa played along because she thought it was penance. My father stayed silent because my mother held his secret over his head, and I'd been living in a performance designed by my own mother for 4 years. I drove home and found Vanessa sitting on the couch, crying. Your mother called me, she said. Told me you found the photo. I stood in the doorway and didn't know what to feel. Rage, disgust, pity, everything at once. She told me she never wanted to hurt me, that the affair with my father was the biggest mistake of her life, that by the time she actually fell in love with me, the real me, she was too deep in the lie to escape. She said my mother reminded her constantly. Every family dinner, every holiday, every time Vanessa tried to pull away, my mother would whisper something that kept her trapped. You owe this family. I asked her one question. Did you ever actually love me? She looked at me with red eyes. That's the worst part. I do, and I hate myself for it because nothing about how we started was real. I called off the wedding that night and told my father I knew everything the next morning.